49ers defense back in 2018 and 2019 was ranked first in the entire NFL in quarterback hurry percentage. No team hurried the quarterback more. Then in 2020, they lost their star, Nick Bosa. And I love Carl Lawson, but he's not Nick Bosa. They lost Nick Bosa and Dee Ford and Zeke Ansah, yet they still finished top 5 in hurry percentage. That's because this defense is designed, like we've talked about and I've mentioned, with getting to the quarterback. And Kev, you nailed it before. What's so important is, Saleh said it so many times, how we handle adversity matters. How we handle things like adversity matters the most. And honestly, the answer now, yet it sucks. It's horrible. I'm devastated, but next man up. Next man up right now. Mm-hmm. And those next men you mentioned are, Bryce Huff. Huff is my guy. Like, I love Bryce Huff. I loved him in Memphis. I wanted us to draft him in the later rounds. I couldn't believe he didn't get drafted. When we got him as UDFA, I freaked out. And here's why. In his sophomore year, he put up 15 and a half TFLs. Oh, sorry, that's his junior. In his sophomore year, even better, he put up 19 TFLs and 9.5 sacks. He was named to the second team All-AC, and his 19 TFLs were tied for second in the whole conference, 9.5 sacks tied for third. Now, the next year, he actually transitions from outside linebacker to hand-in-the-dirt defensive end. Amazing year. Not as good, 15.5 TFLs, 6.5 sacks, 16 QB hurries, still played really well. You guys remember I got the chance to have an exclusive interview with him. What blew me away the most is I asked him about that. I asked him about how he had a great year at outside linebacker, great year hand in the dirt. How was the transition? And he corrected me because remember we talked about it. He's like, I've been playing my hand in the dirt my whole life. Like my whole life, I've been a hand in the dirt 4-3 outside linebacker, 4-3 edge rusher. Like I had to learn to be an outside linebacker. I guess it's just awesome that he balled out in his sophomore year as an outside linebacker. We're getting Vinny Curry back week 2. Remember, John Franklin Myers told me Vinny Curry is the fastest get-off he's ever seen, even at his age still right now. Guy put up 10 QB hits last year at 32. And we have Ronald Blair. Like, I think he's going to get an opportunity right now, especially because, with the Carl Lawson situation, he could get an option. So, Ronald Blair, which is interesting, he was a 5th-round pick not too long ago, a couple years back. He was one of the best defensive linemen in Sun Belt history. This dude put up over 20 sacks. In the NFL, 13.5 sacks in just 47 games with the Niners. And he's a good run stopper as well. I like him as a run stopper. I love his potential there. He might be one of the better edge rusher run stoppers on the team. But he's also been a decent sack guy, but he's been situational. So he's going to get more of an opportunity now, especially as familiar with the 49ers scheme. And you guys mentioned John Franklin Myers. I, liked him on the inside more because we had Lawson. But now that Lawson's gone, everything changes. I think Huff and Myers are going to be those two guys mainly eating on the edge. And Myers, man, last year, he had 27 QB pressures, second on the whole team, 11 QB knockdowns, first on the team, 4 more than Quinnen had, and he had 13 QB hits, which is second on the team and only 1 less than Q. So we still got Quinnen, who again is one of the best interior defensive guys in the league. We got Franklin Myers. We got Huff, we were just talking about. Ronnie Blair could be in the situation. Even Zuniga now actually has a chance with Lawson gone. So it sucks. The situation sucks, but It's next man up.
Nope. Jimmy, go ahead.
I think Bryce Huff is going to shine. I think he's going to be a solid addition, and I think this, all respect to Carl Lawson. I can't wait to have you back next year, but Bryce Huff is probably going to establish himself, in my opinion, as our premier edge rusher from our draft. You know what I mean? Our homegrown talent. We're going to be fine. I want Carl Lawson to be here, but it is what it is. Like everybody's saying, next man up. Let's just move forward.
All right. So now it's time for Mr. Harrison Glazer in the Gatling Guns to tell us exactly who he's got in his crosshairs. Harrison, your 5 minutes is up. Go for it.
My Gatling gun, man, I got it targeted. I got it positioned. And it's not just on one man. It's on a line. The Jets' offensive line has been interesting. That first preseason game against the Giants, I talked about it, on my channel when I did that was my favorite part. I was actually blown away by the starters. I keep in mind, I kept reminding myself ABT's out, so that's an issue. But I liked what I saw. Zach Wilson had a really clean pocket. I pointed out how our backup offensive linemen don't look that good, which if you watch that, Mike White and the other quarterbacks didn't have a clean pocket. But Wilson did. Even when those edge rushers, I mentioned you guys about the Giants with Carter, Ushulari, when they collapsed the pocket, Becton and Morgan held their own, man. They laid their feet, set their footwork, got their technique, and kept him out. That pocket looked great.